Who's that?
Jaime fucking Lannister.
Hey guys, it's Iman again, and we are back, and this time we are going to be talking about Jaime Lannister and Cersei. The big question is this: is Jaime going to kill Cersei? Is Jaime going to be the Queenslayer? And not the Kingslayer. Well, he'll be the Kingslayer still too. Now he can add on Queenslayer. There was a comment on my reaction video, and so I told him that I was going to make a video about this because some people don't think that Jaime will kill Cersei. And I want to give you my opinion on why I think he will. And not only is it a prophecy, but there's other reasons for it. This might be this will be one of the most important videos to me to say, because I feel like I need to defend Jaime. And I know he has a big following of fans, but there's still people who just don't understand him and think he's this horrible person. I want to start off by saying this: Jaime Lannister, and I know someone's gonna comment down and say, no, he's evil, he's bad, he did this one thing wrong, and he's forever bad. That's your opinion, that's fine, that's okay. I don't want to be attacked for my opinion, because that's a common occurrence on YouTube, and it'll probably still happen. Because like I said in my review, people are very black and white with Game of Thrones. It's just like one way or the other. When George R.R. Martin has clearly said himself that everyone, there's no one is good or evil, like it's gray. It's a gray area. Let's just start it from the beginning. When Jaime pushes Bran out of the window, that is probably when we've realized, what we see when he's doing with his sister, we're like, ugh. But then he pushes Bran out of the window, and we're like, oh, okay, that guy's evil. But when you think about it and you break things down, and this is the thing, and I'm not saying it was good. I have my own kids. So just please don't say I'm okay with kids being pushed out of windows. But when I look back and you break it down, you can understand why he did it. Basically, what he did was this: he killed one, or he thought in his head he was going to kill one person for the good of multiple people. Because if word got out that he was sleeping with his sister, not only would Jaime die, Cersei would die, and the 3 children would die, because Robert would know that those were not his kids, and maybe more of her family, you know. So Jaime, I don't think he was thinking it through completely, but that's why. And I'm not condoning that. I am just saying I could see from a different angle why he did what he did. But yes, it made me hate him, it made me hate Cersei, and for the first couple of seasons I hated both of them. They were evil. But when we finally start, when Jaime's, got his hand chopped off, and we started to see this vulnerable side to him, and there were moments of this throughout the season where his relationship with Tyrion, and I know, and I'm not talking about books, I'm talking about show only Jaime, I'm not talking about the books. He has this humanity to him. One minute he does these great things, and then the next minute he's doing really evil things. So he's super complicated, which makes me really love his character. Like, he's one of my top 5 characters that I like. I think it's season 3, episode 5, where Brienne and Jaime are in the bathtub and they're bathing. And before that, let's just talk about Jaime saving Brienne's life. And he did not need to do that, but he did. And that shows his character for sure. Long story short, he starts to tell her about the Mad King, Aerys.
He told me to bring him my father's head. Then he turned to his pyromancer. Burn them all, he said. Burn them in their homes, burn them in their beds. Tell me if you're precious Renly commanded you to kill your own father and stand by while thousands of men, women, and children burned alive, would you have done it? Would you have kept your oath then?
Jaime killed the Mad King to protect thousands of people. That shows you that he's a caring type of person. He even said Pycelle was still a jerk back then.
He didn't listen to me. Didn't listen to Varys, who tried to warn him. But he did listen to Grand Maester Pycelle, that grey sunken cunt.
So again, thanks kids for doing what you did. And then Brienne's like, well, why didn't you say anything? What was that all about? Like, if this is true, you don't have to be this Kingslayer. He knew that Ned Stark wasn't going to believe him, and he just couldn't tell him. And in that moment, we realized that he looked up to Ned.
You think the Honorable Ned Stark wanted to hear my side? He judged me guilty the moment he set eyes on me.
You could feel the pain in his voice, saying he judged me. He looked at me like I was this bad person. And you can tell that he keeps that in his heart probably till today. And maybe that's why him and Ned had that rocky relationship pretty much, you know. And because he wanted Ned to look at him in a good way, but I feel like after Ned saw him kill see that he was the Kingslayer, it was over for him. You know, he looked up to Ned. Ned was not going to take him in, and I think that forever haunts him. And he held this secret in, and for some reason he told Brienne, which is always why I've always wanted them to be together. I feel like people see like just a friendship between them, but I see like a love. Like she brings out the healthy side of him, if that makes sense.
But what right?
The Kingslayer!
Jaime. My name's Jaime.
And this is where we're gonna get to Cersei. Cersei is evil, always been evil. From day one, she has been evil. She's hated Tyrion for because she thinks Tyrion killed her mom. But like, which child grows up doing that? Like, unless you've got like mental problems, like you're not gonna hate your sibling who had no say. He didn't purposely do it, you know? And then we have Tywin, who he was always very proud. You know, I'm a man and I am a noble, and they come from a nice background, you know, high royalty. And we have Jaime. There were little hints at him not living up to that level. Like Tyrion was always the smart one, basically, and Jaime was the brawn, and he had the strength, and he was this great swordsman, like the jock of high school, like the best the quarterback and whatever else. He always had the girls and the fans, except that he had the girl, which was his sister. I feel like in this situation between his manipulative, evil sister and his manipulative, evil father, he felt like he needs to live up to this evil persona. And that's why he maybe kept the Kingslayer thing, and maybe he just didn't know how else to go about it. Who knows? That's why I feel like every time he's around Cersei, he becomes like this evil person, like doing evil things, weird things that were like, wait, but you were just good like 10 minutes ago, now you're with your sister and you suck again. But that's what happens in manipulative, abusive relationships. And obviously Cersei is an abuser. She's a psychopath, and she's really evil, and it's a codependent relationship between the two of them, and he depends on her more so than she depends on him. It's just she sucks the life out of him, and he doesn't know what else to do because he's been manipulated into this for so many years. That's why whenever he's away from her, he kind of sees clearly. I feel like when he comes back, he's like it's like a whirlwind of. He doesn't know what's going on. He like loses himself every time he's with her. And so the whole Brienne kind of being his saving angel of being that person and back to reality. Then we get to the Edmure scene where at River Run, and Jaime again saying, he went right back to being evil and saying, oh, I'll toss your child into the river and kill your family. And when I first watched it, I was like, oh no, Jaime, come on, like that's not who you are, stop it. But when you rewatch it and you kind of put the pieces together of the puzzle of Jaime, you realize he wasn't gonna do that. He wasn't actually gonna kill his son. In his mind, he was playing on the I'm the Kingslayer, I'm this evil jerk of a person, so that he could get Edmure to listen to him so that there wouldn't be any deaths. And he actually, it worked. No one died except that Blackfish, like off screen. It worked, pretty much. So, but he didn't mean that. Like it's that persona thing again. Like he feels like he needs to live up to this thing. And again, it's a game. It's the Game of Thrones. It's all a game. Everyone's playing this game, and that's his persona. That's what he knows how to be. I just don't think he's an evil person. I think that we're gonna see more of his character, especially next season, because when he came home to King's Landing and he saw his sister, and that look that they both gave each other, that was a look of like him being like, okay, like this is the last straw. He can't protect her anymore because he's been breaking out of that shell. Like he's been finding himself, even at an old age, he's finding himself. It sounds funny, but he is. And Cersei is always had one thing on her mind, and that is rulership, ruling. She's always wanted the power. She's used, she manipulated her kids to get the power. And that's why she was so pissed with Tommen, because she couldn't really manipulate him because of Marjorie. Marjorie was there. That's why she got rid of Marjorie. So yes, he's going to kill Cersei because she did the exact thing that he did not want Aerys to do. The Mad King. She did it. And he's a man of honor, and he's a man of his word, and he has a code. And it doesn't matter how much he's loved her. He knows more than anybody else, because he's been there from day one with his sister, how evil she is. He knows that more than anybody. And so he knows that her being on the throne is probably the worst thing that will happen. Next season is going to be crazy. We haven't seen anything yet. We thought Joffrey was horrible. We thought Ramsay was horrible. We thought Walder Frey was horrible. Oof. I'm telling you, Cersei is going to go all out with this. And I think Jaime is the only one that can stop it. And I'm so afraid that he might die in that process. We will see. It's going to be an action-packed next season, I'm sure. But this was pretty much all I wanted to say on Jaime and Cersei, and that I totally believe Jaime is good. He does have moments of he backslides, but I think now he's opened his eyes, and it's hard when you're in an abusive relationship, especially when you're family. Sometimes you have your mom and your dad, and they're like always hard on you, and they're really mean to you, and they make you feel like not good enough. And that is abuse, by the way. It is, in especially how they do it. It depends. And he's always had that. So not only is his lover an abuser, it's also his sister, and it just makes things 10 times worse for him. Once he kills her, it'll be his way of redemption, I think. I'm just hoping again that he survives it, but I'm just explaining to you why I think he's good and why he kind of does these crazy things, even though he's like a good person. He's just trying to live up to the Lannister name, and he's always tried to be that brother and that protector, and that to look good for his father, even though his father never cared. Tywin and Cersei are very selfish people, so self-serving. I mean, that's pretty much it. I can probably go on longer, to be honest, but that was all I want to say. So yes, I think Jaime's gonna be the Queenslayer. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'd like to have a discussion, a friendly discussion, please. But yeah, like, let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching this video, and subscribe, like, comment. Bye guys.